Okay, greetings everyone. Once again, this is part 3, the final part to Piles of Job Trials. Piles of Job Trials, okay? Now, I'm not sure if y'all can see this correctly. Light might be blurring it, but it says, Happy 10th birthday, Shay Shay. Okay, that pretty little princess there, that's my youngest child. That's my daughter, Marche. We call her Shay Shay, that's her nickname, right? Beautiful child, inside and out. Okay, my youngest seed. All right, so this is her birthday cake, right? Because her birthday was on this past Tuesday, the 10th. All right, now I knew something was going. I kind of had a feeling something was going on when normally I can communicate with my child. Both of my youngest children can't communicate with the third because, you know, like I said, he's incarcerated, so I can only go visit him. Like, he really can't have phone calls and things like that, right? Okay, but anyway, this is my youngest child here, all right? So this is our birthday cake. She turned 10 years old, the big 10, the big decade, on June the 10th, okay? This right here is the receipt for her birthday cake. Half sheet, half flavored cake, 5 pounds, 2 ounces. Cost $48.99. See the date on there, Friday, June the 13th, 2025. All right. Now this right here is a screenshot that I had printed out at a photographic lab. I had printed out from a screenshot because this is from today. Now these two right here, this first one where it says I have proof also, that's from my ex-wife. What you see, the blue lines above, I couldn't include it in the picture because it wasn't big enough. But the blue lines above, I told her I had proof that I have sent in my child support payments, right? She says she has proof also that I haven't. We'll get to that in a minute. So as you see here, she says I'm argumentative. She's told other people that, which I'm not. I put here, I'm out. No argument. Not to prove nothing to anybody. I just said I'm out. So we're not going to discuss that because I have my receipts, right? So if you notice here, it says in the blue, that's me, the light blue, fave trip at 5 o'clock today. Like I had said on previous videos, I have to meet her at a gas station. Well, I don't have to meet her, but that's where I've been meeting her for the past, 4 months since I've been having granted visitation with my children, right? I had to fight for it, and she finally granted me that because her boyfriend that she was with, he didn't want me coming around. He saw me as a threat to pick up my children. I could care less who she's with, right? Send my children outside with their backpacks on, or I pick them up from the school. She didn't want that because she removed them from school because they were out of school for some months where I couldn't see my children, couldn't check on them or anything, right? But for the past 5 months, I want to say, I've been able to see my children on a regular. Every other Friday, I pick them up. Then 2 days later, on that Sunday, the first day of the week, that's when I'll drop them off. I normally either pick them up at 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock p.m., and I'll drop them off on that Sunday at the same time. So that's why I sent her a text message saying, fave trip today, the gas station, at 5 o'clock today. So here in the dark blue, that's her that sends me a text message that says they won't be able to come over this weekend. And notice how she highlighted this weekend. I put why, right? I'm sure you probably can't see it, but it's like it says 12:48 p.m. So 2 minutes later, I text back why. She never answered back. Never answered back. Okay? Now, Tuesday, this pretty little princess here, she turned 10. On Tuesday, June the 10th, she turned 10 years old. This is our weekend together with me and her brother. Her brother is, he's 11. This is our weekend together, right? Had it all planned to have a birthday party for my 10-year-old daughter. Now, I didn't hear from her on her birthday, so I thought that that was strange. Not blaming on my daughter, of course, but her mother took her phone from her, so I couldn't have any contact with her. I put it on Facebook wishing her a happy birthday, sent messenger messages and everything, called her, everything, nothing, right? So I hear this today because she knows that this is her birthday weekend, and I'm sure my daughter and my son, my two youngest, told their mother that I was planning on having a birthday party for them. With no venomous speaking towards their mother or anything like that, right? I knew she wasn't going to come either, even if I invited her, because she can't stand me. Reason why she can't stand me is because she couldn't bleed me dry like she thought she could. Now, let's talk about the child support thing. Okay, now, it's none of anybody's business how much I'm paying monthly in child support. But what I did was this. I'm on a contract with the state to provide health care for my only biological brother, right? I've been, I don't want to say fronted, but I've been given money up front to care for my brother who's dealing with several different physical ailments all at the same time, right? So what I did was I paid child support up from May into August, right? I paid up front. When I got a bundle of money, a nice sum of money, I paid the child support up front. Just like I paid my rent up front, and I paid on some of my utilities up front, right? Because I knew my my wages was going to change, you know, to sacrifice taking care of my mother and my mama, who happens to be 90 years young, right? I had to make certain sacrifices. I couldn't work a full-time job and care for them full-time at the same time as well, right? Now, am I behind on child support? That's a yes and that's a no. Now, somebody might be thinking, well, hey, bro, it's got to be either one or the other. Okay, here's how I'm not behind. Let's start with that. Like I said, I've paid my child support up, the monthly amount I've been charged, to August of 2025. My next payment is supposed to be due September 2025. So you might ask, how am I behind? This is how. And this is the law here where I stay in this state of Missouri, right? But it's interesting. I haven't heard about anybody else going through this, right? I'm not saying I'm the only one, but everybody I tell about this, I haven't heard anybody else saying that's common. Okay. My wife and I, we were separated for a full year. During that full year, I told my wife at the time, I said, anything that the children need, let me know. I would get a money order, or there's this app called App Close, because my wife had put some restraining orders on me 3 times. All 3 of them got thrown out. All 3, right? 3 separate times, all 3 were thrown out. Okay? So there is this app here in Missouri called App Close, where you can send money through the app to the custodial parent and all that, right? My wife at the time, who's now my ex-wife, of course, she didn't want to comply with that. She never even registered for the app. I told several different judges about that. I told them that I would drop off whatever my children needed, right on the front step, or I would bring it up to their school when they got out of school. Somebody might be asking, well, how come you didn't just put money, cash money in her hand? My wife then and the guy that she was dealing with, they both had a serious drug problem. I lie not. Both had a serious drug problem. Now, why would I want to put cash money in the hands of somebody who has a drug problem that's living with another man in the house that you were paying on, in the same bed that you and her shared in that same house for 2 years? Why would you want to do that? I can't think of any man who would be dumb enough to do that, right? So what the judge did was, and he didn't say this in the courtroom, but what he did was, after I made like about my 4th child support payment, I received a letter in the mail saying that I was behind. So I'm like, I'm not behind. I've paid November, December, January, February. But I received sometime in February, late February, I received a piece of mail that said I was behind on child support. So I contacted the child support office and they said they don't see what I was talking about. So then I received another piece of mail in March that said that what I owed in the arrearage was zero. So I called them back and told them what, I received in the mail. And they was like, okay, we'll investigate that because somebody's not connecting with somebody. Something's not adding up here. Okay. Then in April, that's when I received the letter saying that I was thousands of dollars behind because what the judge actually did that I missed in the paperwork, long paperwork, he started the child support the moment my wife filed for the divorce. So, which lasted a complete year. So I started out a year behind without me even realizing it. So of course I'm going to be behind in child support if it started a year prior to me even realizing it. Okay? That's like if I have a car or something, right, that I haven't been able to drive, haven't even been able to see, take to the car wash, oil changes, tune-ups, anything like that, right? I haven't been able to do that for a year, but you're going to tell me after a year, I got to pay a year's worth of car notes. No, it was supposed to start the moment that you put in there the divorce was finalized. That's what I mean by people say that these are things that they've never heard of before, right? Okay. Another thing I'm going to address is I addressed in other videos that I ever put my hands on my wife. It even came out of her mouth that I didn't. I was not physically abusive. I was not psychologically abusive, which is also emotional abuse. I was not mentally abusive to her, right? I raised her son, which I was glad to call my stepson until he told me that I wasn't his effing daddy no more when he couldn't get his way at the age of 20 years old when I allowed him to move back into my house, right, at the age of 20 trying to help him out. If he knew that I was abusing his mother, that would have came out long ago. Because you know why? Either my family would have been coming to visit me in the hospital or they would have came to my funeral. He would have shot and killed me. Gangbanger? Come on now. Come on now. He wasn't going for that. He wasn't going for that. That's a lie. That's not true. Now, here's something that might shock you. Did I ever cheat on my wife? Right? This answer might shock you. The answer is yes. The Bible says if a man even looks upon a woman in lust, he has committed adultery with her in his own heart. You know what? I owe Jay-Z an apology. I'm sure y'all know what I mean by that. Looking at another man's wife, and when it says woman, that's gune in the Greek. You break that down, gune means wife. So if you look at another man's wife in lust, you committed adultery with her in your own heart, right? That's the way the Most High sees it. So was I faithful? Not when a Beyonce video came on. All right. Not if I happen to go to a Beyonce concert years ago. Okay. I don't go to things and watch videos like that no more. But hey, there were times back in the day. Well, yes, I did commit spiritual adultery. Right. So I did cheat on her. Right. Watching a Halle Berry movie. Catwoman. Yep. I surely did. I cheated on her to my shame. Right. And I told her about that, too. My wife at the time, that I'm not going to let that happen again. I only have eyes for you. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, moving on. This is just a sad case because when people do things like this, notice I said people, it doesn't just hurt the person. Not only am I hurt, but my children are hurt. My children can't wait till the time that they can spend with their daddy. So their daddy can share spiritual knowledge with them. So their daddy can show them that, he loves them and that he's providing for them. Come on now, there's been several times besides me paying child support where I've took my children to the store to buy them clothes personally. When they come over here, I don't get food stamps. I feed them food to eat. I make sure they have a comfortable place to stay in this 3-bedroom home that I've been blessed with. Why keep them away from their daddy just because you're not getting your way? Just because things didn't go the way that you thought that they would go. All right. Now I'm going to go here too. Last thing before I finish this video, right? Now, when she was with this guy and I was out the house, She had her son, who was 20 years old at the time. Like I said, I was happy to call him my stepson, right? Her 20-year-old son claimed head of the household behind my back. I didn't know till I went to go file my taxes, my 2023 taxes. Well, actually, that had been the 2022 taxes. But in the year 2023, right? I had found out that someone else had actually claimed my children, right? I wasn't tripping on claiming them, but somebody else had claimed head of household besides her. Well, it was her 20-year-old son. Now, she got over $10,000 from him claiming his 3 siblings, right? Which are my 3 kids, my 2 sons and my daughter, right? But here's the thing. Once she got that over $2,000 on the Emerald card, she took it from her son. She gave it to the guy that she was in the adulterous relationship with. 4 months later, he was gone. Over $10,000 straight out the window. But I'm to blame because of what the judge did. I'm to blame because of the decision that you made. You felt the grass was greener on the other side, and you was going to go with this guy that you was bragging about on Facebook. Why are you married to me? You're putting on Facebook that you're in a relationship, and your friends, your female friends, are congratulating you on that? Really? Okay, really? Now, this little girl right here, along with her brother, have to suffer. She can't even be over here to enjoy her birthday party, which was going to be very, very beautiful tomorrow evening. But now she has to suffer because of the decisions that her mother made. That's not right, y'all. That's not right. That's why I say the chosen go through the most. We go through the most, okay? It's going to seem like we're doing something wrong, this and that. But if we're doing so wrong and things aren't going right for us, why did David say, fret not of evildoers? Didn't he say that in Psalm 37? Okay, it's going to look like the wicked are the ones that's prospering in front of us. Okay, it's going to look like the wicked are winning. It's going to look like those who are trying to do right are the ones losing. But the last thing I had was my 2 youngest children. Now that's even been taken from me. I can't even enjoy my daughter for her birthday. I can't even hear her say, hi, Daddy. Thank you for the birthday gifts. Thank you for the birthday love. We were planning on going to the zoo the first day of the week on Sunday, having a real good time. We was going to be at the zoo from open to close because they really enjoy being at the zoo, as I said in other videos. Can't even do that now. It's not right, y'all, but these are the things that the chosen ones endure. So I'm just telling somebody, don't look at it as if maybe I am doing something wrong. Maybe God is upset with me. Maybe I am being punished for some past sins. No, no, and no. That's exactly what the devil wants your mind at. Don't go there. Read the book of Job. Study it. Meditate in the book of Job. Meditate in the book of Job. All right? Meditate on that. Your answer is right there. Your answer is right there. Now, speaking personally with me, tune into these videos because y'all going to see me have my breakthrough. Y'all going to see. Right now, I'm a granddaddy. And guess what? My oldest child, she's not even allowing me to see my grandchild. What did I do to her? Nothing at all. Okay? My stepson rejected me. I'm not his effing daddy, right? My 16-year-old son, who will be 17 years old this month, he don't want to have nothing to do with me because he's so into this what this other guy has taught him about how to hustle and bustle out there in the streets. He thinks his daddy's a straight square, two